In this video, two dungeon players try and hunt me down, doing everything in their power to stop me from getting an S rank in floor 6 dungeons. They can throw puzzles, rack up deaths, and grief me, anything goes. Will I complete the run or be defeated? Keep watching to find out, and please consider subscribing as these videos take a really long time to make. Alright, now on with the run. My SPE score calculation has been turned off, so I'll have to do this purely on instinct and use those quick maths while I'm doing the run. Now as you can see, starting off this run, I used a glitch to enter the dungeon before it started, but unfortunately this actually ended up costing me time instead of saving it, as I reached a locked room. Now my number one goal is to beeline towards puzzle rooms, and as you can see I saw a box puzzle here, and well, you'll see what I do with box puzzle later on. So now I am just beelining for all the puzzle rooms, and I try my hand at ice fill as soon as possible, but the hunter gets me, and Sui 333 is not gonna let me complete ice fill no matter what I do. So I don't try to fight it. I give up and hope that the hunter will get bored and leave the room. And during this time, I take my time to get some valuable secrets. The hunters will try and destroy as many secrets as they want. For example, they can make bats go into lava and delete the secrets from the game. So I need to make sure that they can't do that. And I just do this room as fast as possible, so I won't have to come back to it later. Alright, so from here, I'm going to complete my blood rush. I have already found 2 out of the 3 puzzle rooms in this dungeon, so it is vital that I reach the 3rd one as soon as possible and do not let the hunters grief it. So as you can see, this is an unfortunate room as it takes a long time to complete the secrets, but I'm not concerned about that. As you can see, I saw a yellow room there, and as you can see, boom, I saw silverfish puzzle, and I am frantic right now. As you can see, I gotta complete this really fast, and this hunter is trying to kill that silverfish as much as he can. But unfortunately, he was not able to, and I did this thing at supersonic speed, and the hunter gave up. As he saw that, I already completed it. Alright, so now I'd find all 3 puzzle rooms, and that is really good news. But here's where I made one really big mistake. I did not check to find where fairy room was. Finding fairy room is very important, as the hunters can use the fairies to revive themselves and rack up a lot of deaths. I assumed that the fairy room would not be visible after only 2 wither doors, so I just left it. But turns out that this dungeon was formatted in such a way that the fairy room was visible. So as you can see, I'm kind of just wasting time here clearing, and the hunter reaches the fairy room and instantly starts taking all the revive stones for themselves. Now my goal is to complete this dungeon as fast as possible. I lost about 3 minutes just scrambling around and trying to find all the puzzle rooms. As you can see here, the hunters threw box puzzle, but watch this. Now ordinarily this would be an end of a run, but I have a little trick up my sleeve, so just watch. As you can see, I will now go into the hopper, stonk down, stonk again, and now I can complete the box puzzle even if it was thrown. And the spirit leaves from before will lead me right back to the hunters. So at this point I realized that the hunters had taken all the fairies and I was starting to panic. I had to really be quick and make sure that the hunters could not use all those fairies. So I had to be as fast as possible. At this point, it was my shot. I raced back to Icefill and decided to do it. As you can see, one hunter who had seen me do Icefill before was in fairy room getting the fairies, and the other hunter did not even know that this room was Icefill, so they had no reason to come and follow me. The other hunter probably assumed that it was just another puzzle that could not be failed, but I think this single-handedly just saved my entire run. And this much time lets me finish the Icefill, and this was one of the biggest mistakes the hunters made. Just waiting around as I did the most difficult puzzle out of this whole dungeon. So now I'd completed all 3 puzzle rooms, and this dungeon was looking a lot better than I imagined. But now it'd already been 5 minutes, and I'd only gotten about 20% of the secrets in the dungeon, which is not even close to enough. So now I had to complete the entire dungeon in about 5 or 4 more minutes, which would be really fast. So as you can see here, both hunters died at this point, and they had racked up a lot of deaths already. Now at this point, I did not actually know how many deaths the hunters had racked up, so I was just scrambling here, getting secrets as fast as I could, And yeah, the hunters decided to grief me, and this costed me a lot of time. At this point, I decided to complete the blood rush and make sure that the hunters could not get any more deaths by any fairy souls that dropped from starred mobs or anything similar. So I opened up blood room at 6 minutes, and it was trap room, luckily. So as you can see, a quick stonk cheese later, I completed trap very fast, and I was on my way. So now I'm starting to lose my bearings like really heavily right here. I'm forgetting which rooms I've done, which rooms I've not done, and this is costing me a lot of time. I'm really stressed trying to complete this dungeon quickly, and that clearly became my downfall. I started messing up and really just faltering everywhere. So as you can see, just a few more secrets, and now I am beelining back towards the blood room. I do this final room here, and honestly, this is where it all comes down to. Will I get enough secrets to actually get the A? Because as you can see, it's 10 minutes into the run now, meaning that I have to get into that boss as soon as possible. And yeah, the hunters are not going to make this easy. They scuffed up blood room as much as they could and messed up the positioning of Scarf. And of course, they got a chance to rack up even more deaths with the blood room, and to top it all off, they blocked up the blood entry. As you can see, the time was absolutely ticking down, and they just weren't letting me go. And finally, at 10 minutes and 45 seconds, I entered the floor 6 boss. I killed the giants immediately because I knew that these guys were going to try to kill themselves with the giants, and I couldn't let that happen. Ender Dragon out, and I had to kill these terracotta as fast as possible now. I had to basically keep my teammates alive by killing the terracotta so quickly that they couldn't die from it. The terracotta are spawning in, and I just shredded these things. I did it as fast as I possibly could, and I'm not really sure why the hunters were attacking the terracotta here, but luckily I was able to keep them alive. But here's where the hunters started getting really smart. They took off their armor, and now they just got instantly killed by the terracotta. And they had managed to rack up 3 entire deaths before I could have even finished the boss. Very impressive work by the hunters, and I was seriously trying to panic now. They had 8 deaths now. 8. Before they only had 5, and these guys completely outdid themselves. So as you can see now, the hunters are really confident that they are going to win this thing. And I don't know. I'm just hoping that I can get the dub. And as you can see, 12 minutes is ticking by, over 20 seconds above 12 minutes already. And finally, 269 score. Insert slow clapping. I missed the S by 1 singular point. 1 score off from an S. The hunters had beat me at my own game, my own expertise, floor 6 dungeons. This had to be one of the craziest challenges that I've ever done, and these hunters did a spectacular job, strategically blocking off my exits, deleting secrets where they could, and being overall insanely strong hunters. Very good game, Sui, and Mage AN, you successfully beat me by 1 singular score point to getting an S rank. So that is YouTuber versus Hunters Skyblock Dungeons Edition. I really hope you enjoyed the suspense and the drama of this insane challenge, and if you want more, please make sure to hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!